One of the things I see a lot of online and in person is Dashers complain that the order is too expensive or too pricey and the tip doesn't reflect that. Well, this is why I disagree with them. I don't think the tip or the service fee, whatever you want to call it, should reflect how much it is. Unless, of course, it's like $500 in groceries and you have to shop for 2 hours, but that's usually not the case. A lot of times I'll get sushi orders and they're $200, $300, and people are like, well, you should have got $50 on that. No, I think I should get $1 to $2 per mile for traveling. So if it's 5 miles, regardless of how much it is, it's not going to take up that much more space, especially sushi. So it really shouldn't matter how much the order is. Now, keep in mind, in order for you to run a successful business or be a successful independent contractor, which is what you are, you should probably spend money to make money. And I know what you're going to say is they're not paying me enough to do it. I can't comment on that because I put pride in my work. And if I put very little effort and treated these people's foods like absolutely garbage, put it on the floor, I feel like I would get those 2 for $6 orders. But because I actually invested in proper heating and cooling for my trunk and the front seat, I usually get tips on top of whatever order that I accepted. So treat it like you would yours, if not better, because that's somebody else's food and that reflects you and your personality when you bring them that. So depending on your market will dictate whether or not DoorDash versus Uber Eats versus Grubhub. Now, Grubhub is the smaller of the three, but DoorDash in my market, maybe because I'm platinum, I just find that I get more offers and more consistent higher tips on DoorDash than Uber Eats. So that's really going to dictate on your market. I'd say try out all three of them and then see which one works best, not just with one day, try 7 days and then go from there and pick it. I got a lot of message on Facebook about this in regards to how much money should I get per mile. Some people will tell you $2 per mile, which I think is absolutely crazy. To see those in my type of market are very few and far between. What I do recommend though is $1 to $2 per mile. And that's also deducting that $2 that DoorDash gave you. So let's just say something is $10 for 10 miles. Is it good? Not really, but it works because, well, that $2 is really helping out their $8 tip. So I would take that. But on a really busy day, I would try to avoid that and maybe take that same 10-mile trip for $11 or $13. Now, this is a big one. I cherry picked on my way to platinum on DoorDash. Did I see a difference between gold and platinum? Absolutely, I did. Not so much on the tips, but more so on the higher offers. When I was gold for 2 weeks, I got less offers than I did when I was platinum for 1 week. So just keep that in perspective. That doesn't mean that you're going to get paid more. That just means that you're going to have to be sitting a lot less than you would be on gold. So again, that could highly depend on the market that you're in, but I 100% think that platinum does matter over gold and silver. And there's going to be somebody that's going to argue in the comments that the acceptance rates does not matter. My numbers reflect differently. Now, the reason why I do this is not because of a job. The reason why I do this is because I'm a disabled veteran and I sat home and played games and it was very depressing. So I did this to get out, to talk to people. And you know what? If I could do that and make money and make content on top of that, that's a huge win. So if you're going to do this as a main job, there are people that make $2,000 a week. There's plenty of screenshots of it and videos of actually people showing it real time. That's not saying that you can't do it. It's just very difficult, and you usually have to work 8 to 10 hours and multi-app for those 8 to 10 hours to make sure you don't hit that threshold of the max 8 hours that you're able to work in DoorDash or Uber Eats.